cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big, they win big, they lose big. High stakes live action poker, live at the bike.
Hello, everybody. It is Thursday evening, and it is time for Live at the Bike. I'm Nicole Juergens. This is Abe Lyman. We are doing a 5-5 no-limit hold'em cash game tonight.
And seat number 9 is Aaron. Aaron has on a patch tonight. He's representing for Red Chip Poker,
Good
which
job,
is
Aaron.
one of our partners, so that's all cool.
So he's not post patches
He's
yet?
not post patches. If everything goes wrong, if he plays poorly, Doug Hull actually runs into the casino and rips it off his shoe. So it's got an easy release button if he does something retarded. I mean dumb. I can't say.
Don't say that word.
Don't say. I mean,
That's
if he
terrible
does
word.
something stupid.
See, sorry, guys. That's a
Very
terrible word.
sorry. See, it just slipped out. I can't help myself.
If you want to understand the meaning behind post patches, you're going to have to watch the tournament.
So let's just hope they don't send us drinks.
Or let's hope they do.
Even though I told them earlier to send me drinks.
Or let's hope they do. Aaron is our favorite.
Aaron is.
Just kidding. You're all our favorite, but we
great.
like Aaron.
He's great on Twitter. He's great in the chat. He's repping. He's got the red chip patch tonight, and he raises against 3-bet by Moni.
Unfortunately, Aaron's got the underpair.
And Aaron needs to take a glance to the left to see how deep Moni is and see if it's worth it here, because he knows that Moni does not 3-bet light. Mo is actually going to come in here with 10-jack off to a 3-bet. Mo is not messing around. Mo wants to see 100% of flops. And this makes Aaron's decision extremely easy. Aaron might have had a tough decision with a 3-bet against one extremely tight player like Moni, but once Mo comes in, this is absolutely the easiest call ever. Because it not only gives you implied odds, blah, 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 it also makes it so that Moni never bluffs the flop. You can check to Moni, and Moni will always check behind if he whiffed. 100% of the time, because he knows that Mo isn't going anywhere. This pot is what's known as protected. This is a protected pot. When you have a really active player in a pot, the pot is protected.
So, when you have a really active player in the pot, what is a pot?
Protected.
Okay.
It's an old school term. I don't know if it's a term that people still use, but that's the old school term.
Okay.
So now in a protected pot, Aaron knows, he should know here 100% he's behind. And he does. Look at that. He's making Doug Hull proud. He's going to get his own creepy leather hat after the show if he keeps playing this well. Make the play. But I have noticed that when I have 500 bigs or 600 bigs, which has been happening a lot lately, I start to say
spoiler.
Spoiler.
Baller.
I start to
Hashtag
say
baller.
I start to say
Hashtag bragging.
I might as well make this
Hashtag
goofy play.
I'm the shit.
No, hashtag.
Because you don't buy in for 600 bigs.
No, it's more like hashtag poker is not dead. Especially when you get dealt 4 cards. When you get dealt 4 cards, poker is alive and well.
Vet just left. Is this Vet? Is this the same Vet that was here before?
He's
Did
there.
he just take his
He took
hood
his hoodie
off?
down. Yeah.
Oh, he looked. I didn't even. I thought it was a new guy.
Because I called it. I said Kylo Ren, and you weren't even watching. You were so mad, and you're making you're so mad making fart noises that you didn't even look at the poor guy at the table.
Well, I don't know who Kylo Ren is, anyways.
Do you know who Kylo Ren is?
No.
Brian? Yes. See? How about you, Dean?
Kylo
Ren?
Congratulations.
Dean doesn't know, but he's a creepy foreigner. All Americans know.
I'm an American and I don't know.
You're a creepy foreigner. You're a girl, though. Girls don't know about this stuff. Kylo Ren's the new Darth Vader, am I right? Yeah, I think he's the new Darth Vader, right? Yeah. Everybody, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, too. Shit. Some nerd in chat will tell me.
Apparently, WFKS says Squirter was dropping N-bombs. That's why he got banned.
Well, you can't do that. The number one way to get banned from the channel is either using gay or ethnic slurs, because we aren't going to. I don't even do that, and I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person. I'm like the worst person in the world, and I've never done that. So
who's buying us drinks?
if I'm not going to do it, you ain't going to do it. You can't possibly say things worse than me and stick in the chat because I say the worst things. I get yelled at all the time for saying the C word, and I can't say it anymore now. Which is fine. I shouldn't be saying it to begin with. I know that. My wife
You
would
spell
not
it
allow
with
that.
a K.
I do.
by
I say the K
which
word.
is
My wife is very upset with me. Everyone's very upset with me.
She should be upset with you. She's like a big time, big wig,
know,
like
but-
psychologist,
so
and
I-
you're like dropping, like calling people
Yes,
cunts. Like
yes.
that's not cool.
I've been told by every single woman in my life now that I shouldn't be doing that.
Only time you can use the word cunt is if you're British, because then it's
You
like
can't
you
say
can
it
say
either.
You can say daft cunt if you're British.
Well, no,
because
they
then
say it all the time. They
because
say
it doesn't mean as much there.
And they always say twat.
Here it means a really bad word.
They always say twat all the time. You twat.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind the Bolix.
But see-
Oh, you're a twat. Oh, who is this twat? Where does twat come from? Now,
So-
can we say that in America? I don't
Because if you say it like that, then it's fine. Next time you go to England, then you can use the C word all the time.
You know what else that they could say in Britain? Like if like you see a guy and his friend just left, you say, hey, where'd your friend go? They'll say, oh, he's puffing on a fag. Like that means smoking a cigarette.
Of course. But that's England.
If you don't know that, oh, he's blowing on a fag. I mean, what the hell? You know?
But that's different.
In Britain, they can say so much more fun stuff than we can. I wish I was. Dude, if I came in with a British accent, that's my new plan. Oh, pip pip, cheerio, God save the Queen. Never mind the bullocks. Oh, hey, who? Oh, look at this guy, probably puffing on a fag. Oh, who's this cunt? Who's this twat? See, now I can get away with it. I should have done this from the
There you
very
go.
beginning. I should have had a British accent from day one. I could have got away with so much nonsense.
There you go.
I wish I
If
was.
only you were smarter.
I got a game plan. This whole like poker media thing. Oh, there we go. Thank you, I am Lamb. What do you think he's gonna say? He's my kid. His opinion means nothing. That was great. I don't know if he caught a read there or if he just said, I'm going to outplay this guy.
Well, maybe he was understanding exactly what I was saying. He's understanding his image.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that
That's
Leonard
right.
paid attention and knows, like, okay, I've been very active on my button.
Right.
Leonard knows this. He's been very tight, so he knows what he's doing.
Right.
And so he's taking advantage of me because he thinks I'm just raising my button.
Right.
And I am.
Yeah.
But I'm probably still ahead of him here, so I'm going to show.
Right. And that's a great hand to make that play with, I suppose. The hands like King, Queen, King, Jack, or King 10 are actually great hands to make these type of plays with because of the blockers.
DR for the 100 DR.
Buttons over with.
Aaron bets
Bet.
it with Bupkis and just hopes to pick it up. And he's in with more Bupkis. So they both got Bupkis.
Well, they both have open-ended. They both have the exact same hand, and they both hit it.
Yeah, now they're both like, thank God I got bailed out. But they both got bailed out at the same time.
Aaron with a look of consternation on his face. Consternation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you
I
heard
agree.
that word before?
Oh, absolutely. He does look
Consternation.
He looks consternated and or constipated. It's one or the other. And he's going to get popped here. And he'll just flat this because he doesn't have the nuts. And then they just, you play that shit? That's what you have to say. Now, look at him. You can see them look at each other. Yeah, he said it to the mics. Picked it up. He said it to the mics. Pick it up. He said, did you play that shit? That is absolutely mandatory in all live poker games. When you turn over the save cards, you got to say you play that shit. That was awesome. It's so classic. That means you're in a good game because they know the rules. They know the official rules of live poker.
This is what you have to do.
You
when you
have
have the same hand as somebody else, you have to
Say,
turn it over and say, you play that shit.
You got to slow roll them, first of all. You have to slow roll them, and then then they get all like excited, and then you roll the same hand, and you say, you play that shit? Yes. These guys know the rules of live poker.
Please fold one. Somebody to make a gif of you running through the casino.
It's happened more than once. I can move, man.
Like lightning.
Oh, I'm lightning. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, GT. Robert, for the 5-5.
Right? 35 from Aaron.
Aaron pops it up with ace-7 suited. Representing red chip. Moni representing old
Moni.
school bicycle regulars. Flats in with king-queen suited. Mo representing pad thai. More than happy to get in there with ace-5 off.
For me, that's what I told him. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
PB, 100, PB.
And Moni comes out with way the best of it. Way the best of it. Let's see if Aaron c-bets. He decides not to. Moni's firing here 100% of the time. It's just a matter of how much. He checks! Wow! Why? Why?
He was waiting for the turn, you know? Now it's clinched.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hard draw now for Aaron with bottom pair. And everybody checked through the flop, so he's like, well, maybe I should bet.
Yeah, now Moni, I guess, has a raise here. I assume he's going to raise, but I just don't even want to predict what he's going to do anymore because he should have just bet the flop.
75 from Aaron.
Moni is always pretty snug, but this is a little too snug. I think if when Moni goes back and watches this, he's going to say to himself, I gotta open up my game a little bit. He's just not getting value in these spots. He could have got a little bit of value on the flop. He could have got a mountain of value on the turn. And he's basically getting nothing. Bupkis. Getting the absolute minimum. He does induce Aaron to bet again.
Aaron bets a sizable bet as well, so little do we know, maybe Moni makes a maximum this way, but not the way we play it.
These guys don't know each other well enough to be like making these check-induce plays because they've only played with each other a couple hours in their entire lives. If you've only played with a guy a couple hours or less, hour and a half in your entire life, you just play your hand. You just play your hand. He was giving the reason why he slow played it, but I couldn't hear the entire logic.
He slow played it because that's what I do. That's probably what he said.
Yeah, I guess so.
He basically does. That's what he does. He doesn't ever get out, like, basically never bets on the flop. I remember he had, he was short stacked. There was like 5 people in. It was a massive pot pre-flop. And he flopped like second pair and a nut flush draw. And he never got it in on the flop. And turned, 2 pair for somebody else and he folded.
Right.
So he just is not active enough on the flop as he should be to protect his equity in the pots.
Right. And just get value.
As it turns out, he probably got more value this way as he got Aaron to bluff from twice, but I still think in the long run you're going to lose value playing this way.
I mean, it's possible, maybe not. Aaron did flop a pair and an overcard. A small bet might have got called. Then he turned a pair and the nut flush draw. A huge bet could have gotten called, or he could have even gotten check raised on the turn. And then a thing happens on the river that nobody on the planet could have predicted because they haven't played with each other enough. And you just really can't factor that in. That's like pennies from heaven.
40 from Aaron. Moni calls. Jiggy looks like he's raising. Is he going to raise? Nope, he just calls. Over to Leonard.
I'm not calling one with ace-10 off. I just don't know how that hand plays in this situation.
Yeah, the only saving grace for him is he has the button.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have called with king-queen there either. I would have 100% squeezed with king-queen. Like, literally 100%.
Aaron, our pre-flop raiser, hits open-ended.
So nobody's playing it the way I would have, which means they're probably going to make a lot more money. And you can't say that I said I would make that play because I could see the cards. I could see the cards. He was like in last place. I still would have made the play. It's just the right play. When you got king queen, an active opener, and a bunch of flatters, you squeeze 100% of the time.
Aaron's actually not active though. Look at Aaron's VPIP, 19.
Yeah, but he's viewed as like a good player. He's got a patch on, man. He's
not post patches though.
He's not post patches, but when a guy comes in with a patch on, you know that he understands that in mid-late position, that he should be opening with all kinds of connected, suited cards, bigger than 8, all kinds of small pairs. So when a guy comes in with a patch on, and also the other thing you got to know about guys who come in with a patch on, they have a fold button. Everybody with a patch on has a fold button. Now, the guys with no patches might not have a fold button, but the patch guys generally have a fold button. So I'm just always squeezing there with that hand because you got blockers. It's the greatest blocker hand in the world. There's no better blocker hand than King Queen except for maybe Ace King. But Ace King you can play as a made hand, and King Queen you cannot.
As it is, Aaron checked this flop as a pre-flop raiser. Then Jiggy bet. Leonard called and Aaron 3-bet. So he pulled the old check raise.
All kinds of action here.
So Jiggy bet 75. Leonard called 75, and Aaron made it 300. Over to Jiggy to call. He's still thinking about it.
I'm 100% on board with Aaron's play here. He has the open-ender. He doesn't expect anybody to have much because nobody made a play at him pre-flop. So he's not out with ace king, he's not out with aces, he's not out with a lot of big hands.
Well, that's why it's actually on Jiggy, not Leonard, but Jiggy's thinking a long time about this, even though he has ace 10. He has second pair. He's wondering, like, really, what would you make this play with?
Aces or ace king, that's what he's repping, maybe 3 kings. He's repping really big. Jiggy, we know, does not like to fold at all. We've learned this over the years. Look at Jiggy is trying to do Fabian's chip trick, which is pretty funny.
He's doing it manually.
No, he just tried to do the actual one, which is pretty funny. He's trying to look like a German crusher. It's not working.
Germans. He's trying to look like the Germans.
And I think he's going to get rid of Len here.
It's very hard to call. Even though it looks so suspicious, you're out of position. You don't know what to do when another club comes out. You don't know what to do when an ace comes out. You don't know what to do when any 9, jack, or queen comes out. You're just in a tough spot.
He basically is saying the only hand that Len can play with me is King 10. That's the only hand he can play with me. It's a tiny, tiny portion of his range. And I really, really like the way Aaron played that hand. Love the way Aaron played that hand. I think the person who played the hand the most confusingly was probably Jiggy because he just should have folded pre-flop, but he had the button, so I could sort of see that. And second most confusingly would be Len, who I think should have squeezed there every time. But I think Aaron played it like a champ. He's making Doug Hole proud.